Today, with millions of fans worldwide, this machine is not just a piece of metal. It is the ultimate dream for speed and performance enthusiasts. But how was the Supra legend actually born? What kind of engineering lies behind those iconic taillights? And where does this legacy stand today? From 1978 to the present, from the back streets of Japan to the world stage, we are embarking on a long gasoline-fueled journey. Buckle up. Our story begins in 1978. Back then, Toyota was producing reliable cars for the Japanese market, but they wanted to establish a stronger, more dominant presence in the sports car segment. At the time, the brand had the popular Celica. However, Toyota engineers aimed to create something beyond the Celica model that was larger, more powerful, more luxurious, and commanded more respect on the road. This is how the Supra name was born, originally as the Celica Supra, essentially its bigger brother. The first generation, codenamed A40, was built on the Celica platform. But make no mistake, it wasn't just a facelifted Celica. The body was widened, the nose was elongated, and most importantly, the driving dynamics were completely overhauled. Under the hood lay a 2.6-liter inline-six engine known as the 4ME. It produced about 110 horsepower. That might sound low by today's standards, but in 1978, this was real power on the asphalt. Reaching a top speed of 118 miles per hour, it was a solid performer for its era. With its long hood and aggressive stance, the first generation was the spark that laid the foundation for the Supra brand. By 1981, the Supra was ready to stand on its own 2 feet. The second generation, the A60, hit the roads. This was a critical turning point for Toyota because the Celica prefix was fading away. Supra was beginning to be recognized as an independent sports car series. The new Supra was equipped with a 2.8-liter 5MG inline-six engine. With 160 horsepower, it offered a serious performance boost over its predecessor. But what made the A60 truly special wasn't just the engine. It was the design. The sharp, futuristic lines of the 80s, the aerodynamic body, and of course the coolest detail of the era, pop-up headlights. The interior had also evolved. With digital dashboards and a driver-focused cockpit, the Supra had become not just a sports car, but a comfortable grand tourer for long trips. This generation exploded in popularity, especially in the US market. High sales figures in America sent a clear message to Toyota: you are on the right track. Keep going. The i60 also planted the first seeds of drift and street racing culture. When we arrived in 1986, the Supra left its childhood behind and stepped into adulthood. Meet the third generation, the A70. This generation represents the biggest leap in Supra's development. Why? Because the A70 completely broke away from the Celica platform and gained its own dedicated chassis. Now, the target wasn't just Japanese rivals, but global giants. The 3-liter turbocharged 7MG TE engine took the stage, producing 276 horsepower and 366 Newton-meters of torque. These numbers made the Supra one of the fastest and most dangerous cars of its time. Technologically, it was equipped with ABS brakes, electronic fuel injection, and Toyota's electronic suspension systems, TEMS. This took the driving experience to a whole new level. The A70 proved itself not only on the streets, but also on the track, becoming a staple of modification culture. But the real storm was about to break with the next generation. And then came 1993, the moment the automotive world stopped to pay its respects. Toyota's masterpiece, the legend of legends, the 4th generation A90 Supra. This model is the peak of Supra history. The A80 went down in history, not just for its design, but for the engineering marvel under its hood, the 2JZ engine. This twin-turbo 3-liter unit provided 326 horsepower from the factory. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. The 2JZ block was so solid, so bulletproof, that tuning enthusiasts could push this engine over 1,000 horsepower with modifications. The unbeatable image associated with the name Supra was built entirely thanks to this engine. In terms of design, the A80 offered the rounded, muscular lines of the 90s with perfect aesthetics. The massive rear wing, the pilot-like cockpit, and that aggressive stance. With the Fast and Furious movie franchise, that orange Supra became the spark that ignited a love for cars in an entire generation. When production ended in 2002, it left behind a void that seemed impossible to fill, and millions of broken hearts. After years of silence, rumors, and waiting, in 2019, the legend returned. The fifth generation A90 Supra announced its rebirth with modern technology. However, this return brought controversy along with it, because this time, the Supra wasn't developed alone. It was a partnership with the German giant BMW. Sharing the platform and engine with the BMW Z4, the A90 was criticized by some purists. But Toyota's Gazoo Racing, German giant BMW, sharing the platform and engine with the BMW Z4, the A90 was criticized by some purists. But Toyota's Gazoo Racing department managed to breathe its own soul into the car. With its 3-liter, 340 horsepower engine and perfect weight distribution, it transformed into a track monster that launches from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. Yes, its heart might be German, but its spirit definitely carries the discipline of a samurai. From 1978 to today, over more than 40 years, the Supra became much more than just a car. It became a symbol of engineering, passion, and speed. Even if we see hybrid or electric versions in the future, the rebellious spirit at the core of the Supra will never fade. In this video, we witnessed the milestones of the Supra legend together. If you want to dive deeper into the automotive world and hear the stories behind the engine sounds, please support us by hitting that subscribe button. Your likes and comments will guide us in choosing the next legend. See you in the next video. Keep the pedal to the metal. Goodbye.